slowly bring in that flour from the outside to incorporate that into your yolks, gently and gradually mixing until everything is nice and well combined. At this point in the process, I usually like to bring in my bench scraper, which lets me easily bring everything all together. Now we work through our dough. And after some pretty solid elbow grease, but nothing quite as bad as opening up that Parmesan wheel, we have a beautiful disc of pasta dough. At this point in time, I'll take my ridiculously oversized plastic wrap and rest this in the fridge for half an hour. First, we're gonna carve out that Parmesan wheel because we wanna make sure that we have a nice bowl. I may actually be able to use some of these wedges, which will allow me to get some nice hunks of Parmesan cheese out of here. I absolutely love these rustic looking hunks that are coming out of the cheese. Just look at how gorgeous these are. I feel like I'm handling gold. Once I've wedged out lots of this cheese, I think I'm actually ready to start digging it into a bowl shape. I'll start by scooping out the remaining bits that are here, and then gradually starting to carve the shape with my spoon. If I can get this in a perfect bowl shape, it'll look absolutely gorgeous. Because of how compact this cheese is, you don't realize how much will actually come out of such a small portion of your entire wheel. I'd guess that you can get hundreds and hundreds of portions of cheese out of this entire wheel. And when I say portion, I mean those massive hunks. Could be in the 1,000 range with how big this thing is. And once we've created a nice bowl, we can set our wheel aside. Now that our dough's been resting in the fridge for a while, I first want to show you how bright and yellow this thing is. That's what you get when you use all egg yolks. Now first, we're gonna hit this dough with some nice flour, really making sure that that's not gonna stick to a bunch of stuff. Then we'll take that same bench scraper we used earlier and cut this in half. Press out your dough until it's nice and thin, flouring a little bit as you go and optionally using a rolling pin to push it out even further. Once you're ready to go, push it through your pasta maker. We should get a gorgeous, beautiful, and smooth yellow dough. And as I think I've discussed before, I always like to fold it together and put it through a second time to get out any air bubbles. Once your dough is rolled out the first time, turn up the dial and start to roll it through on a thinner setting until you're ready to make your fettuccine. Once it's finished, you can roll out our fettuccine. Now we roll out the fettuccine, creating these beautiful strands of pasta. Now we're gonna make a really fast